Hey, guys, go ahead.
Coach, with the craziness of this week, the game on Sunday, and then you got a holiday tomorrow and another game on Monday night. Is this going to really test your motivational skills because of the unevenness of the week?
I think it really just is a good opportunity for us on a short week to kind of respond the right way from a night that we all want to be able to move on from. And that's really what it represents. I think it's good to be able to appreciate and enjoy your family, friends, on Thanksgiving. So if anything, I would say it's kind of similar to what a Thursday game week preparation would be in the early stages of it. But we'll get a chance to practice a little bit later on in the week on Friday.
So your approach is almost like the glass is always half full, not half empty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any other way than to approach it because what we can't do is we can't look back at what has already occurred. We can't change, where this game fits and the fact that we played on Monday night during Thanksgiving, and want to make sure that we're mindful of, keeping those priorities where enabling guys to spend some time with their family and friends and shortening that day tomorrow a little bit. So that's just kind of that's how we're going to handle it. And, like I've said, we're excited about the opportunity against the Cardinals this week.
Is there, from playing a guy like Lamar Jackson and then Kyler Murray, I guess I'm asking for a little bit of a comparison. I know there's a difference there, but from your standpoint, defending them and what you gain from a game like that, though, being so close together, what would that be?
Yeah, Chris, there is a similarity in terms of these are elite athletes that are playing the quarterback position that are legitimate threats as runners when they do decide to tuck it. There's a little bit different approach schematically that these guys take, but, I mean, you look at, in some of the instances when they have utilized Kyler as a runner, it's been impressive. And I mean, he gets around the corner quickly. He's got great acceleration. He's got a great feel for how to, manipulate and maneuver through traffic while avoiding taking those hits. And then some of the things that you see with just his ability to change the launch point, his ability to speed it up, make all those different types of throws in the pocket, out of the pocket. It's been really impressive, and how good a job he's done of taking care of the football. They've truly improved, throughout the year on offense, and they've had some really impressive performances as of late against some top-tier defenses.
Thanks.
Specifically, the Niners, they played extremely well against
Yep.
them. What jumped out at you?
Yeah, I think just the efficiency, their ability to change up. They're in a lot of those no huddle. They're in no huddle a lot, but that they have different tempos that they can activate within the framework of their, kind of muddle huddle or no huddle tempo. So you see them change that up, put pressure on defenses. You see the explosive plays. You see the ability to run the ball, making plays off the screen game. So I think it really just was a collaboration really in both games of, big plays, but also efficiency in both phases, the run and the pass. And, it's all led by Kyler.
You've always had this, we can only take care of what's right in front of us.
Yep.
That being said, it's an obvious, hey, you guys might have to win out to make the playoffs. Do you address that? Do you address a sense of urgency?
No, because we have the same sense of urgency. Every single game is an important one for us that you look at as you're going in with the focus and concentration that you have to find a way to win. And, whether you're 0-0 or whether you're, 8-0 or whether you're 0-8, whatever that is, you want to be consistent in that approach. So the guys know what's at stake, but more than anything, it's every single week is so vital, and it's, it's the next game, and it is very important. But I think you start getting ahead and, you lose perspective because I think it's a consistent approach in terms of how vital every single win is for us, regardless of what the stakes are.
Can I ask you respectfully? I know you're a positive thinker, and even just given the kind of game that was, you're trying to move beyond it. But where you are with this team, it's so different. Where's the line? Shall we be, being positive, and then the reality of?
Oh yeah, I mean, nobody. You don't run away from the humbling night that it was, and where everybody can look inward to do better. We certainly don't just put that game away and say, "Oh, we positively move forward." There's an urgency with how you address things, but once you face that, and you address it, and now we move forward in the right way. What I think is the important approach, because it's not this fake just optimism, everything's okay. That's not what it is. It's that, hey, what happened in that game won't have anything to do with our preparation and how we play next Sunday against the Cardinals unless we allow it to. And I think there's a great example. I mean, you look at, they played a very similar game against a very good Houston Texans football team the week before on a short week. They go and beat a really good Indianapolis Colts team on the Thursday night game. So there's a lot of different examples in sports where you have a setback, and as long as you don't let it deflate you, that can be a setup for a comeback if handled the right way. And that's the way that I trust that we've already started handling in that way. But that doesn't mean by any stretch that the other night was acceptable, that it was okay, and that everybody knows they can do better.
You often talk about challenges as opportunities, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those guys are talking about. And watching Jared this year and some of the challenges he's gone through, has it given you opportunities to see areas where he can make definitive improvements, whether it's over the rest of this year or in the offseason?
Yeah, I think every game presents that, and there's been a lot of different things, like anything else, the experience and the accumulation of experience is a valuable learning tool if used the right way. And I think as we've now gone into working through our third year together, there's a lot of things that both he and I and really a lot of, our team in general can continue to learn from and make sure that we use those as things to improve upon, or the things that you did do right. Let's continue to do that when those things, or when those defensive structures, or when that play is being run versus a certain look ends up coming up in the future. So the accumulation of the experience, and we always talk about that repetition is the mother of learning. So those all kind of go hand in hand.
The things that he might learn from this year, are they physical, fundamental?
All of the above. Yeah. There you go. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, but also mental things, adjusting to defenses as they throw surprises, all of those things.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think really it's a combination of all of them, because there is something to be taken away. And I think if anything, what I've mentioned before is, you continue to be impressed with just the competition in this league and humbled by how difficult it is to win week in and week out, how many different factors are at hand, and you never take winning for granted.
Sean, what are your thoughts on going up against the Kingsbury for the first time?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job. I think what's a great reflection of Cliff and their coaching staff is that this is a football team that when you look at it from when they started to where they are now, they've gotten better in all three phases. And I think that's a great indication of the players being receptive to things. You want to see that steady improvement throughout the year. And I don't think their record is at all indicative of what type of football team this is. They've played teams really tough. We kind of mentioned some of the teams that are playing at as high a level as anybody that they're going down to the wire with. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. They're coming off a bye. They'll be fresh. They'll be healthy. And, we got to be ready to go.
I know you mentioned earlier that schematically the Cardinals are doing different things with Kyler than Ravens are with Lamar, but is there a similarity in a sense that you also see them tailoring the offense to Kyler's strengths, kind of like what the Ravens are doing with their offense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great reflection of the coaches doing a good job, and it is about your players first and foremost. And, whether it be the Ravens with Coach Harbaugh and Greg Roman, or whether it be the Cardinals under Cliff, you can see that. And both those guys have made a lot of plays, and those are exciting players to be able to build around because of the skill sets that they possess. Yeah, so it's one of those deals because we have two walkthroughs today. He wouldn't participate, but it's more just than anything else, precautionary. I think we'll have a better update on where he's at tomorrow.
Is he on track to play?
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. Unless I change my mind later in the week. I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Can I ask,
Sure.
tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Any special memories or thoughts what really touches your heart about Thanksgiving?
Yeah, well, to be able to spend the time with your family, one of the things that I thought was unique about, just the high school that I went to and just where that, where Thanksgiving falls in terms of, the playoffs. Typically the high school that I went to, was fairly successful in football. So if you made it to the second round of the playoffs, now I don't know exactly where that fits now, but if you made it to the second round of the playoffs, you would be practicing on Thanksgiving. And there was a tradition, at Marist School that it was a special thing to be able to practice Thanksgiving morning, and you didn't take that for granted. had some great memories there. But I think more than anything, it's just the time spent with your family and the people that you love the most. And watching a little football is always a good day. Favorite dish? I like. I'm pretty easy. I like stuffing. I like mashed potatoes. I'll put on about 12 pounds tomorrow, I'm sure. Okay, thanks, guys.
Get right into the next opponent and really put the past behind and move forward as quickly as you can, and not let one game affect the next one.
What's been going on with the passing game, like the last 3 games, just in terms of no touchdowns? I mean, is that just situational, or is there an issue that you guys need to get through to get back into the end zone that way?
Yeah, I think for us, offensively throwing the ball, and I know Sean's mentioned it, but just everyone looking inwardly and improving a little bit in every little area that we can. You know, the attention to detail, the focus, the concentration, which has been there, but hasn't produced the results we wanted to on the field. So, you know, our approach is being solution-oriented, and that's getting out, like we had this walkthrough today where we're saying, hey, all these details that we talk about on every route, what the coverage looks are, what's the timing and rhythm, that we're really making sure we're on point and we're working our way through this. Because, you know, our goal is to be more productive, and we need to be more productive for our team as an offensive passing attack. And so our solution to that is really to focus on the details, to focus on our execution throughout the week, and look forward to seeing the results on Sunday.
How much of that falls on Jared, what Jared's doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question because he is the quarterback, so a lot of the weight of the team and the weight of the production does fall on the position. That's the nature of the beast right there. And I think like anything else, there's stuff that he knows that he can focus on and continue to improve upon. I think the great thing about Jared is through the ups and downs, you know, in this season and through the past few seasons being around him, is he has had a steady approach, and that steady approach, I believe, is what has led to him having some success throughout his career. And then I think it's what's going to allow him to really break through and to continue to have success in the future, despite some ups and downs that we've had so far this year.
Are there any kind of particular areas, you say there's some stuff that he knows he needs to improve on? Are there any things in particular you're looking for, he's looking for?
Yeah, I think he can keep doing a great job continuing to improve in certain situations in the game where we know taking care of the ball is paramount, and there are some plays where the best play might be to throw the ball away, and then other plays where he knows, hey, I can work off schedule a little bit more and be aggressive. And I think he's continuing to evolve and doing a good job of understanding what those situations are and then being able to implement them in the game. And then, you know, like everything else, it is the greatest team sport there is, and getting all 11 to do everything just a little bit better, along with our coaches and everyone in the organization to be behind him and to help us, you know, get over the hump.
Coach, there is some thinking that as long as everything is on timing, then everything is great, you know, with him. But when something is slightly different, that's where the issues begin.
Sure, and I think that's you know, you said it perfectly. You know, when you get a play where the timing and rhythm is perfect and get the exact structure you want, and that primary receiver does a great job of working an edge and getting open, you know, that's where we've had a ton of success. And the times where the play gets off a little bit, whether it's a different look or whether it just needs to move off the spot based on the front structure, that's where we can continue to improve and continue to make those great decisions when the play isn't on the perfect timing and rhythm.
Shane, what are your impressions of the Cardinals secondary, particularly a guy like Patrick Peterson?
Yeah, you know, you talk about guys each week throughout the league where you're saying, hey, you got to know where this guy is, and just a tremendous amount of respect for Peterson because he's got that unbelievable concept recognition. You know, he can play physical at the line, he can play any style of coverage you want, and then when the ball's in the air, he's got, you know, receiver ball skills as far as being able to track it, be able to take the ball away. So need to run great routes against him. Need to always know where he is and where he's at as far as his location in the coverage structure. And then they've just done a good job all blending together. And then you know, Budda Baker's playing at a high level where does such a great job of being disruptive both as a blitzer, as a tackler in the run game or in the open field, and then covering a lot of ground. So, you know, they're a good secondary that we got to, you know, focus on, you know, winning our one-on-one individual battles every single rep.
What happened on the Marcus Peters interception? It looked as if Jared was looking that direction the whole time against
Sure. Yeah, we had a little high-low concept there to the right, and Marcus did a great job of, as they brought the pressure from that side, he's in his little palms mentality and was able to play both and then really burst and get underneath the throw and take away the deeper throw. So really a great play by Marcus right there. Great job being visual and leading to the big play for them.
Was there something that your quarterback could have done different or not throwing?
Yeah, I think, hindsight 2020, I think on that one, I think Marcus made a great play. I think he was able to play both. He was able to sit on the underneath route and then come off and burst and make a good over-the-shoulder catch and make a great play.
At one point in the game, like Sean had to call a timeout just because the play clock was about to expire, and Jared was still trying to figure out what they wanted to do. How much of just being in his fourth season is about him managing more on the field as far as just taking on more responsibility, figuring out where the play clock is, figuring out a defense? Is that more been kind of put on his plate, I guess, is what I'm asking this year than it has been in the past?
Yeah, and it's a combination depending on each particular play, where we're at in that situation, and some play calls that are longer than others, or if we're with our tempo of our offense getting right up to the line and having a feel. And I think that's one of those things that as Jared continues to develop, just always having that awareness of the play clock, which he does a really good job of, and of having that big picture feel of each individual play. But there's times like that where it comes up where, if we don't feel like we're going to get the perfect play off, sometimes, hey, the better option right there is to take the timeout, get everyone settled in, and regroup there. So, good there? All right. Thank you. Yep.